Okay, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at ito panibagong vlog na naman, no? Isang araw na lang ay Pasko na, okay? So in behalf of the Donmar TV, I would like to officially say Merry Christmas sa ating lahat, okay? At maraming salamat po sa pagpatuloy na pagsuporta ninyo dito sa ating channel. At ako naman, no, ay laging nakahanda na ilahad sa inyo ang mga latest updates patungkol po sa ating politika, sa gobyerno at sa bansa natin sa Pilipinas, no? Handa po tayong isisiwalat sa inyo ang katotohanan. Lagi naman 'yan dito. 'Yun po ang ating pinanghahawakan na tayo po ay magbabalita sa inyo ng tunay na opinyon natin, reaksyon sa mga nangyayari. Okay? So heto nga ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin ay trending na trending itong si Congressman Leviste ngayon. Kasi po, marami na po ang mga nagsasabi na itong si Congressman Leviste ay dapat nating protektahan kasi po, siya lamang po ang tanging kongresista na nag-e-expose sa mga kabalastugan ng ginagawa ng gobyernong ito. Marami man dyan, meron pa man mga matitino dyan, no, sa House of Representatives, kagaya nila Congressman Paulo Marcoleta, sino pa ba, sina Irice, marami pa dyan. Pero sa ngayon kasi, si Congressman Leviste yung laging nasa balita. Kasi po, walang preno, hindi po humihinto si Congressman Leviste na ine-expose niya itong mga kagaguhan ng mga kapwa niya, mga House of Representatives. Ito naman, may bago na naman siyang ine-expose, no? Halos araw-araw. Sabi ko nga sa mga kaibigan ko, ito yung dapat nating suportahan. At mismo mga political experts ay parang humahanga na nga, no, kay Congressman Leviste. Ito yung mga batang congressman kagaya nila Kiko Barzaga na hindi po takot na mag-express sa kanilang mga sarili. Sabi ko nga, sa susunod siguro na eleksyon, yung iboboto natin, yung mga batang congressman na, di ba? Kasi po, sila po yung hindi natatakot at sila siguro yung pag-asa ng bayan, no? At wag naman nating iboto yung mga batang kongresista na yung mga communist, yung mga yung mga aklaan diyan. Wag yung iboto yun kasi iba yung pananaw doon sa bansa natin eh, di ba? Wag yun. Ang ibig kong sabihin, itong kagaya ni na Kiko Barzaga, Congressman Leviste, marami diyan. Oh. Marami namang meron ring mga batang diyan. Mga kongresista diyan, mga hambog. Sino 'yan? Si Charis. Yung Charis, Congressman Charis diyan, hambog 'yan. So ngayon, ano bang nangyari kay Congressman Leviste? Pag-usapan natin 'yan kasi meron siyang bagong expose patungkol po dito kay Ridon. Alam naman natin, maingay itong si Ridon. At tama itong sinabi ni Joey na Congressman, tuloy lang ang laban, stay alive. Mamaya pag-usapan natin yung patungkol kay Congressman Leviste ang mga detalye dito sa kanyang in-expose, okay? At pag-usapan rin natin itong si Bongbong Marcos na meron na naman siyang promise na as usual, it becomes a budol already. Pakinggan natin itong video mamaya ha, kung paano tayo nabudol na naman. Okay? At last but not the least, ay pag-usapan pala natin itong sila Malutikia rin, no? Na patungkol dito sa kay Vince Dizon na naghihintay lang itong si Congressman Leviste na dahil itong mga listahan ni Cabral, no, alam naman natin, pumanaw na si Cabral, nandoon po lahat yung listahan ng mga insertions ng mga buwaya. At binigay ito ni Congressman Leviste because Congressman Leviste has a copy. Okay? And naghihintay si Congressman Leviste kung i-post yun ni Vince Dizon. Dito natin matitest kung itong si Secretary Vince Dizon ng DPWH kung ito po ay para sa bayan. Kung i-expose ito ni Vince Dizon because ito si Sec Dizon has a copy already. Kaya sabi nila, kung hindi ito i-post ni Vince Dizon, si Congressman Leviste na lang ang mag-post. Okay? So, mamaya babasahin natin itong opinion ni Malutikia at magre-react tayo dyan. At last but not the least, no? Pakinggan natin itong interview ni John Vic Rimulya dito kay Karen Davila. Okay? Patungkol po dito sa kanilang findings, sa kanilang investigasyon, patungkol po dito kay Yusek Cabral. Okay? Because ito ang nakakatawa. Ewan ko na lang kung tama ang nilang investigasyon, pero sabi nila ay pumanaw si Yusek Cabral dahil raw sa kinuha niya ang sarili niyang buhay. Ay, kayo, maniniwala ba kayo dyan? Ako, first and foremost, di ko maniniwala dyan. Okay, so yun po pag-uusapan natin. Pero guys, bago ang lahat, help me po muna na i-like at saka i-share itong video na ito para guys, kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Okay? O, sabay-sabay muna tayong mag-like and share sa Donmar TV. Itong video na ito, like and share. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, naka-like and share na ba lahat? And also guys, sa mga bago pa lang dito sa aking channel, mag-subscribe na po kayo para lagi kayong updated sa ating mga balita. And at the same time, yung mga cellphone ninyo, ma-notify yan kung meron tayong breaking news, bagong uploads, o kung nagla-live ang ating channel. Ma-notify kayo lahat dyan. Kaya mahalaga po na mag-subscribe tayo sa Donmar TV. 1, 2, 3, go! Ayan, nakasubscribe na ba lahat? Okay, so heto na nga yung video ni Presidente Bongbong Marcos. Kung maalala po natin, nakita po natin itong lahat, itong video na ito, na ang sinabi niya na bago magpasko ay meron ng makulong na mga yung mga mastermind, ika nga sabi niya, na mga siguro mga government officials. Okay? Ito na pa, ay natin, i-emphasize natin na hindi po fake news ang ating ipinakita dito ng mga videos. Mismo, hindi po ito AI mismo tayo ang magpapakita itong video na ito. At alam ko na naalala ninyo itong video na ito nang sinabi niya. Ito, i-play natin Bongbong Marcos, mag-promise ka na.
Palagay ko, hindi palagay ko, alam ko, bago magpasko.
Sinabi niya, palagay ko, binago niya. Hindi palagay ko. Alam ko. Alam niya, alam ko. Bago magpasko. Yan sabi niya, meaning to say, he is sure about it. Sigurado siya na merong makulong. Yan ang sabi niya, ulitin natin.
Palagay ko, hindi palagay ko, alam ko, bago magpasko, marami dito sa napangalanan dito ay palagay ko nasa
Ano ba talaga? Palagay ko o sure ka? Diba? Palagay ko. Hindi palagay ko. Alam ko. Tapos ngayon, palagay ko na naman. Bangag talaga.
Palagay ko, hindi palagay ko, alam ko, bago magpasko, marami dito sa napangalanan dito ay palagay ko matatapos na yung kaso nila, buo na yung kaso, makukulong na sila. Wala silang Merry Christmas. Before Christmas, makukulong na sila.
Mr. President.
Di ba? Naalala natin yan? Before Christmas, makukulong na sila. Mr. President, sinabi mo, di ba? Before Christmas, makukulong na sila. Naniwala na naman yung mga bangag mong supporters. Pero kami mga DDS, nung sinabi mo niyan, hindi kami naniniwala dyan. Hindi nagkatotoo. Sinong mga nakulong? Sino mga nakulong? Si Diskaya. Is Diskaya part of the government? Si Diskaya po ay isang private na tao. Hindi po sila kasama sa gobyerno. Si Diskaya lamang po ang nakulong. So nasaan na yung yabang mo, BBM, na sinabi mo na makukulong na sila? Sila ang sinabi mo. May nakukulong bang mastermind? Di ba? Yan ang sabi ko sa inyo, mga loyalista. Bilib na bilib kayo dito sa taong to eh. Paniwalang paniwala kayo dito sa taong ito eh. Noong sinabi niya na nagbasa siya ng halos 4,000 pages dyan sa national budget ng 2025, naniwala kayo. Anong nangyari? Dami palang korupsyon, no? Dito naman naniniwala kayo. Anong nangyari? Sinong nakulong? Si Diskaya lang. Nasaan na yung mga sinabi mo na may makulong na mga government officials? Di ba? Mahilig ka talaga mambudol. Presidente ka. Kaya, hindi mo mabiblame ang taong bayan bakit galit sila sa'yo. Hindi mo mabiblame ang taong bayan bakit gusto nila you step down. Sinungaling ka eh. Dapat ka sana. Naniniwala kami doon sa sinabi ni Leni Robredo na sinungaling. Tama. Sinungaling ka nga.
Palagay ko, hindi palagay ko, alam ko, bago magpasko, marami dito sa napangalanan dito ay palagay ko matatapos na yung kaso nila, buo na yung kaso, makukulong na sila.
Makukulong na sila bago magpasko. Meron pa naman, Mr. President, Pasko na bukas. 24 na bukas, di ba? Ating gabi, Pasko na. Sinong nakukulong? Bago magpasko. So 23, ngayon. May makukulong ngayon. Saan yung nakulong? Wala. Si Diskaya, hindi yan invalid yan ha. Hindi yan valid si Diskaya. Hindi yan valid kasi private yan eh. Hindi yan nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno. Kontraktor lang yan. Kinuha lang yan ng gobyerno. Sinungaling ka.
Wala silang Merry Christmas.
Wow! Ikaw rin, wala kang Merry Christmas kasi ang sabi mo, binubudol na mo naman kami, sa Pasko, magbabasa ka lang, di ba? Sabi mo, hindi. You will skip Christmas kasi basahin mo yung national budget ng 2026. Ang dami mong bola. Bolero ka talaga? Hindi ko nga maintindihan bakit ang dami pang naniniwala dito sa taong ito. Di ba? Grabe. Ito, mas mabuti pa. Kayo, mag-comment kayo ha. Ano sa tingin ninyo ni Bongbong Marcos? Ganyan na ba talaga ugali niya? Naniniwala ba kayo na binudol na naman tayo doon sa sinabi niya? Mag-comment kayo ha. Ilatag nyo yung opinion ninyo. Basahin natin yan. Okay? Punta tayo dito kay Liviste. Ito. Tumpak na tumpak itong si Liviste ngayon. Ito ha. Shinare ito ni Ma'am Joey, ating kaibigan na vlogger. Sabi niya dito, Leandro Liviste is our Christmas gift. Congressman, tuloy lang, stay alive. Bakit nasabi ni Ma'am Joey na itong si Congressman Leandro ay Christmas gift ng mga Pilipino? Why? Because ang mga Pilipino po ay niloko na. How many billions of pesos ang kinuha nila sa atin, mamamayang Pilipino? Tax po natin yun lahat. Okay? pera natin yung kinawat nila, yung kinuha nila. Tapos, bakit Christmas gift itong si Leandro, Congressman Leandro? Kasi po, siya ngayon ang nag-e-expose dito sa mga pangalan ng nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno. Okay? Siya po, wala siyang takot. Yung iba dyan takot eh. Pero itong si Congressman Leandro talaga ay ginagawa niya ito para sa Pilipino. Okay? Ito po. Lakihan natin para sabay-sabay nating basahin. Ayan. Post ito sa page ni Congressman Leandro Legarda Leviste. Okay? You can check. Meron pong blue check yan, no? You can check kung sa tingin ninyo may pagdududa kayo, no? Pero heto po yung post niya, basahin natin. Bakit iyong buong 150 million insertion sa 2025 DPWH budget ng Bicol Saro party list na kinakatawan ni Congressman Terry Ridon, good luck Terry Ridon, ay na-award sa Bicol Gold Rock, ang pinakamalaking kontraktor ng Camarines Sur? Nagtatanong siya, ha? Bakit? Terry Ridon, it's time for you to answer this question. Bakit 150 million insertion? 2025 ito, ha? Bicol Saro party list na ang kinakatawan po dito ay walang iba kundi itong si Ridon. Yung hindi kamukha niya si Kokey. Hindi ako bully, ha. Sinabi ko na. Kasi ang dami kasing nagsasabi na ang mukha ni Ridon mukhang Kokey. Ako naman ang sasabihin ko, bakit siya yung kinatawan dito sa Bicol Saro party list na itong hindi niya kamukha si Kokey? Na si Ridon. Ay na-award sa Bicol Gold Rock. Sagutin mo ito, Ridon. Di ba? Sabi pa ni Leandro Legarda Leviste, kung maaari ko pong tanungin ang mga taga Camarines Sur na walang kaugnayan sa Bicol Saro party list, katulad ng mga kasamahan ni Ma'am Mayor Leni Robredo, may kaugnayan po ba ang Bicol Gold Rock sa Bicol Saro party list? Nagtatanong lang si Leandro Leviste. Anong kinaugnayan ng Bicol Saro party list dito sa Gold Rock? Bicol Gold Rock. Gumagawa tayo ng research sa Bicol Gold Rock. Ito yung kontraktor, ha? Dahil ito at ang GCI Construction and Development na pag-aari ng pamilya Ibasco ay isa din sa mga top DPWH contractors sa unang distrito ng Batangas. Pamilya Ibasco nakakubra ng 40 billion infra project sa buong Bicol region. Grabe! Ridon, kung may alam ka patungkol dito, ipaliwanag mo. Ayan, ipaliwanag mo. Hindi man kami nag-aakusa, si Congressman Leandro, hindi man nag-aakusa. Pero in-expose lang niya ang mga pangalan sa mga insertions. Kasi dahil dyan sa mga insertions na yan, dyan nagsimula ang mga kalokohan ninyo. Okay? Ano sa tingin ninyo? Tama ba itong tanong ni Congressman Leviste? Ilatag nyo dyan. Anong masasabi nyo dito? Okay? Anong masasabi nyo dito? Kasi ito naman kasing si Congressman Leviste. May copy kasi ito siya kay bago pumanaw itong si Yusek Cabral, nakuha kasi niya yung copy. Kasi ito yung sabi ni Malutikia rin, no? Ito. Yan. Di ba? Anong sabi ni Malutikia? Secretary Vince Dizon, release the full Cabral list if truly for reform. Kasi, kung maalala po natin, laging nababanggit po ni Secretary Vince Dizon na kapag siya na raw yung DPWH ay siyempre nagmamayabang siya na transparent na ngayon ang DPWH sa pamumuno niya, di ba? Ngayon, Vince Dizon, if totoo kang transparent sa flow ng DPWH dyan, hinahamon ka ngayon ni Malutikia na i-post mo na ang list ni Cabral, yung sa 2025, para malaman po natin kung sino yung mga nag-i-insert. Diba? Kasi, itong si Congressman Leviste, binigyan niya ng copy itong si Vince Dizon. Now ngayon, itong si Congressman Leviste, naghihintay siya kung i-post ni Vince Dizon yung copy for the Filipino people. Siyempre, marunong rin itong si Congressman Leviste na rumispeto. Kaya sabi niya, ayoko munang pangunahan. Kasi meron ring copy si Congressman, Congressman Leviste. May copy rin siya. Pero ayaw niya mag-post galing sa kanya. Gusto niya galing kay Secretary Vince Dizon. Kasi po, siya po yung secretary ng DPWH. Gets niyo na? Wala po, congressman lamang siya. Mambabatas lamang po itong si Congressman Leviste. Ang may karapatan at may parang karapatan. Ang merong karapatang mag-post ay si Secretary Vince Dizon sa DPWH. I-expose mo na para alam nating lahat. Kasi kung hindi mo i-expose ito at hindi mo i-post, meaning to say, Vince Dizon, may pinoprotektahan ka. Yan ang sasabihin namin. Di ba? Bakit hindi mo i-post yan? Dapat for transparency. Pera yan ng taong bayan. So, dapat yan malaman namin. I-post mo na. I-post mo na. Kaya ito si Malutikia, hinamo niya si Vince Dizon. Secretary Vince Dizon, release the full Cabral list if truly for reform. If not, Representative Leviste, do ultimate sacrifice. Make the list public. Ayan. Nananawagan po si Malutikia kay Congressman Leviste. Kung hindi po i-post ni Secretary Vince Dizon ang listahan na yan ng insertions, ikaw na lang ang mag-post. Ikaw na lang ang mag-post, Congressman Leviste. How about deadline of 31 o December 25? Kung ayaw ni Secretary Vince Dizon i-post. Di ba? I-post na yan. I-post na yan. Ilagay nyo sa comment section. I-post na yan, Secretary Vince Dizon. Ilagay nyo sa comment section. I-post na yan ang mga insertions ng buhaya. Ito yung legit na copy ni Yusek Cabral. Okay? So, palakpakan kay Congressman Leviste. Diba? So, ang akin lang dito is Christmas gift na lang ito sa taong bayan. Kasi sa totoo lang, malungkot na nga ang Pasko ng taong bayan kasi ninakawan na ng pera ng gobyernong ito, di ba? Kahit yung listahan na lang sa mga nag-insert, okay? Yun na lang, pamasko na lang yan sa amin. Di ba? Vince Dizon. Kasi kung ayaw mong i-post yan, mapipilitan si Congressman Leviste na siya na lang ang mag-post bilang Christmas gift ng taong bayan. Di ba? So ngayon, at dahil dyan, dahil si Yusek Cabral ang issue dito ngayon, kay Yusek Cabral kasi yung listahan na yan. Dadaan talaga lahat yan kay Yusek Cabral. Ngayon naman, talking about Yusek Cabral, ay nagsalita na po itong si John Vic Remulla sa kanilang findings kung ano na ang nangyari, kung ano na ang tunay na nangyari di umano dito sa pagpanaw nitong si Yusek Cabral. At kayo nang humusga, taong bayan, kung maniniwala kayo kay John Vic Remulla. Yan, John Vic Remulla, pasok! Play!
This happened during the weekend. Now, what really happened? Did Cabral, number one, did she commit suicide? Was it an accident? Or is there a possibility it was foul play? Ano nangyari?
Precisely why we conducted an extensive investigation is because the first part of the incident was bungled by the police. So we followed it up. Timeline goes 10 o'clock. She arrived at the very scene where she jumped, and she sat at the ledge, and you saw the dash cams that showed it. The police passed by. They said you cannot park there, so she went back. She went back up to the Hotel Ion. They arrived at Hotel Ion at around 11. At around
AM.
a.m.
Okay.
They ate lunch. She stayed in the room. Then she asked her driver to bring her down at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, she stopped by the very same place where her picture was taken, where the selfie was taken. And she asked the driver to mauna ka na. And the driver, understanding that, he would meet her back in the hotel. Because that's how they do during...
Marami ring nagtataka bakit nakakuha pa ng selfie. Is that part of the plan, yung selfie? Hindi, nagtatanong lang tayo kasi nagsiselfie yung driver, parang alam niya na merong mangyari. Para ito yung ipapakita kong selfie kung sakasakaling mangyari na. Ganun yung mga comments sa taong bayan Bakit nakahanda talaga yung selfie kung sakasakaling pumanaw siya? Ito, ebidensya, selfie kami, nandyan siya. Nagtaka niya kami. Is that part of the plan? Is that part of the script, yung selfie na yan? Tatanong lang tayo
Inspections. So he put gas 2 kilometers away, turned around. When he turned around, she wasn't there at the ledge anymore. So he thought that the former Yusek went back to the hotel. He arrived at the hotel at 4, searched for her until 5, and reported the matter to the police at 5. They went to the site at 6:37, and then there were climbers who went down, and they saw the body of Yusek Cabral.
Okay, so number one, Yusek Cabral went to that exact spot twice that day.
Twice that day.
Sa umaga at sa hapon. Grabe, Twice that day. So may plano talaga siya. Kung anong plano niya doon?
The first time she sat down. The second time, apparently, she jumped down. We have the autopsy reports. Number one, the car that they used has no signs of struggle. There was no blood. There was no disarrangement of any kind. Number two, her autopsy showed that all injuries, cause of death is blunt force trauma caused by the fall. She has extensive damage on the right side of her face, at the rear of her head. Her ribs are crushed on the right side, and both ankles were broken and both hands were broken.
Okay, I'm curious. Why did the driver take a selfie
Correct.
with his amo? That's going around social media. It was a bit odd. Did you speak to the driver?
Totoo.
He did, but it seems that the conversation going to Baguio, she promised him to help him build a house.
Okay, nangako siya.
Nangako, so he was
Oo.
very happy. He was ambulant, he was happy. Said, oh, may ito yung amo ko, di ba? Sige, buy me a house.
Pinangakuan siya.
Pinangakuan siya.
Oo. Okay, so kaya siya nag-selfie. Please have some water. Okay, so you've established, number one, it was not an accident. She committed...
Nilaman to
And that's warm water.
Kakala.
She committed suicide.
Yes. All signs point to a suicide.
Okay, what was her mental state? I mean, this is a woman who was in control. She was in control. Isipin mo the mental makeup to do that in the DPWH system. To a degree, she was calling politicians. O, di ba, magkano gusto mo ipasok sa NEP? And why, what mental state would she be in to do that?
I think, I cannot speak for her, but in my supposition, I think it was the end of the line. I think the ICI investigation would have been next. I think the personalities involved in all of the transactions were pressuring her. I think she could live with the crime, with the commission of the crime, but she couldn't live with being caught. That's just my interpretation.
Okay. Now, because all over social media, there are suspicions that it could have been a fake body. Right?
That's right.
Because, yeah, because you know the story of Mary Ann Maslog, the businesswoman implicated in the 1998 textbook scam that's discussed. She faked her own death only to resurface last year alive
That's
and
right.
well.
That's right. Because the initial police investigation was bungled.
Yeah.
Imagine he returned the phone. The chief of police returned the phone to the husband. Well, that's well and good because they thought it was an ordinary suicide. But that was Yusek Cabral. It was a highly suspicious death. So I immediately ordered for an autopsy.
Okay.
The family refused.
Yeah.
But according to the rules of engaging in a crime scene, if the death is suspicious, the PNP has the power to mandate an autopsy.
Okay.
So that autopsy was meant to clarify the air because I was so sure, ano yan, puro conspiracy theories na yan.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So what did we find? Again, blunt force trauma, no gunshot to the head, no ligature marks to the neck, no skin cells under her nails. So there was no sign of struggle.
Yeah.
Furthermore, we looked at we traced her whereabouts. She went to the hotel and never left, never talked to anyone, and went down again. So all signs point that her intent was very clear.
Could she have slipped?
I cannot say that, but it doesn't show either. It doesn't show that because she fell head first. So a slip, you would have damaged
Your knees.
your legs, but both hands are broken, and her face hit first. So it could not have been a slip. I'm not a forensic pathologist,
yes.
but ito na una eh, diba? So it looks like it was really a deliberate fall.
Oo. I'm curious, was she under any form of medication?
She had medication, maintenance meds in her hotel room, but nothing for mental health.
Okay. Now, speaking with the family, her husband, for example, did she indicate a form of depression? Was she speaking with them?
In fact, the driver said that they were very happy going up. Bibili kita bahay. But that is the usual case of suicide patients. They don't show any manifestations, but in deep down inside, they're already resolved. The rule of thumb in suicide is that
Parang parang di ako maniniwala doon. Yung mga taong ganyan, wala, tahimik na yan eh. Sa tingin ko, tahimik na yan. Hindi pwedeng masaya-masaya yan. Yun na sa akin common sense lang.
lethality, the lethality, the seriousness of intent is measured by the lethality of means. And
The lethality of the means.
yes. So those yung mga naghihiwa ganyan, call for attention lang eh.
Oo, based on your experience.
From
This
based
is
on
very
experience.
personal
Yes.
point of view.
Pero yung sa kanya, there is no way you could have survived that fall.
Yeah.
and it would have been instant.
Okay. Do you now have the cell phone?
Yes, I think the condition was when she is buried, we will get the cell phone.
Okay, but how can you be certain that the family members do not erase anything?
We can't, but there's a way of forensic analysis that you can get what was deleted. on the messages.
Why don't they just surrender the cell phone? Can't you
It's the
confiscate
same.
that?
The first time they didn't want to surrender the body, so we had to. Then today is the first working day, so the first day we can apply for a warrant.
Okay,
to secure
so you
everything.
have to.
We have to apply for a warrant because it was turned over to their possession already. That's why the chief of police of Tuba and the provincial director are going to be relieved because they didn't follow standard procedures in a crime scene. In an incident like that, you should immediately consider the crime scene. And I'm no expert. I just
Yeah.
watch TV. So
No, pero secretary, so you are going to relieve,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
the chief of police of
Tuba.
Tuba,
Yes.
and
the provincial director of Benguet.
so dalawa, relieved.
Yes.
Pero hindi ba alam ng kapulisan natin to ang proseso? Ito, I'm just
Exactly.
curious.
Exactly. We've been trying so hard to do all these things, but some of them take it for granted. How could you not know the name Cabral?
Yeah, yeah.
How could you not know? Even in the report, it said there Yusek Cabral. They knew who it was. They didn't just follow the normal police procedures.
Oh, okay. So you need to apply for a warrant to recover the phone.
Yes.
And what about, for example, other devices, laptops, office, documents?
All of that will be subject to the search warrant by the police.
Okay. Now, Representative Leon Leviste said that I think he has files and documents from Cabral, no? And what I read is the allocables are in Cabral's files and he needs the DPWH permission to release them. What is the system there?
You don't need permission. All of that is black and white in the Freedom of Information Act. All you have to do is request the papers. And it's there.
Yeah.
She approves everything. You can see a pattern of where it was put. You can see the pattern of 36 billion, I think, in rock netting for Benguet alone. Over exactly where she jumped is where the rock netting that cost 4 times the amount of what it really cost.
Are you
She
serious?
4 times.
No, but in that spot where she committed
Yes.
suicide,
Yes.
nandun yung rock
Yes,
netting
on top of
project.
that, andun yung rock netting, which Mayor Magalong totally, and the President is totally disgusted with. Ang base price ng rock netting is 3,200 per square meter. They were charging 12,000.
Yeah.
12,000.
No, but it means she is familiar with that spot.
She is familiar. She goes to Baguio often. She was the beneficial owner of the Ion Hotel.
Yeah.
She would stay there often. She knew everything that's going on.
Kumbaga, ang dami na niyang na-insert or mga proyekto sa Baguio.
Sa
Kasi
Benguet area.
Sa Benguet, ang tanong ng tao yan eh. Ang tanong lagi, bakit siya uupo doon? Yun ang tanong, ba't doon?
Sila kasi gumawa nun eh. She's so familiar with the territory. If I'm not mistaken, the congressman in charge of Benguet was Eric Yap.
Yeah. Oo.
Ganito yan eh. Yung hotel, ang beneficial owner niyan ay si...
Yan ang second question eh. Bakit siya nag-suicide? And the significance of kung saan siya tumalon. 'Di ba? May significance pala. Yung rock netting nandyan pala dyan.
tingin namin si Yusek Cabral. Because it is named after her very, very good friend. Okay? Who does not have the capacity to buy such a hotel.
Okay, a man.
Yes.
Okay. Oo.
Okay? And it was bought by the assistant of Eric Yap, who does not have the capacity to buy such a hotel either.
Okay.
So you must surmise that the beneficial owners of the source was Cabral, and then the one who purchased it was Mr. Yap. You have to know that Mr. Yap has this big estate, a very impressive estate in Benguet.
Oh.
It's like it's like you're in another country. and he built it, and it's fantastic, and he built it up. So he is a native of that area, or not a native, at least he is a congressman of that area, and
Okay.
he develops things there.
All right. Okay. So for example, one, is the driver a person of interest at this point?
Yes, he's been extensively interviewed. His cell phone is now being analyzed, but he seems to be clear and clean of everything.
Oo.
It seems that as of now. As of
Okay.
now.
Now, let's talk about the Ion Hotel, no? The Ion Hotel. If she was the beneficial owner, with the preliminary investigations, did you discover any movement or change with the ownership or documents, anything?
Yes, it was owned by her until 2025, sold to the best friend of Eric Yap. I think she bought it 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
Oo.
The owners, the nominees of the Ion Hotel claim that she has nothing to do with it. So we're gonna ask them, okay, if not, then prove that she doesn't have anything to do with it. Show us your records. Did you incur any debt to buy it? That's a couple.
Okay, mamaya na yung patungkol sa hotel na yan, ayun na. Yung focus lang natin dito is yung paano pumanaw itong si Yusek Cabral, no? So narinig ninyo ang conversation nitong si John Vic at si Karen Davila. Ano sa tingin ninyo? Suicide? Kasi ako parang malayo. Kasi ako kaiba man tayo ng opinion. Ako parang malayo sa akin. The fact that tumalsik doon sa kabila yung katawan, yung sa kabilang ilog, di ba? Ewan ko lang because yan po ang findings nila ni John Vic. Ewan ko lang. Basta ako, I'm not so sure about itong inilabas ni John Vic na explanation. Kayo nang humusga ha. Kayo, marami dito mas matalino pa sa akin. Maglatag kayo ng opinion dyan sa comment section, okay? So guys, ayan paki-like, paki-share itong video na ito para kakalat ito sa taong bayan. And sa mga first time dito sa aking channel, mag-subscribe na po kayo. Kasi libre lang po ang mag-subscribe. Walang bayad yan. Updated na kayo sa mga trending na balita na kagaya nito. Okay? So ayan, see you in my next video. Have a great day, have a great night. God bless po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas and God save the Philippines.